Hey, Bones Club members, I'm going to play you something that might be a little bit shocking for all of you to understand and to take. After they blocked us in and tried to make EPD out to being the stony cold cops, the, how do you say it, Tweedledum and Tweedledee department, by falling into an Antifa trap. They arrested me, beat me up, took me to the jail. The jail wouldn't accept me. I can't get the body camera footage of it right now, but the injuries that I suffered, I couldn't walk because they need me in the back of my L4, L5 lumbar, which made me soil myself and urinate myself and not be able to stand. They also had ripped my rotator cuff in my shoulder and caused it to have permanent nerve damage. I couldn't walk. So then I started having a hard time breathing because of my heart was going into defibrillation and I needed my nitroglycerin pills. They then believed, by asking me, where's your nitro pills? I said it was in my truck and my wife could get them for me. They drove us back up to the top of Skinner Butte. Me in the back of the patrol car had fallen over in the seatbelt they put on me and couldn't raise up at all. I could not see Marianne at the time, and I asked if she was there because all I could see is my truck moving, but I didn't see her. They had made the other vehicle unblock Marianne at that point in time, finally releasing her from where she had been secretly videotaping the people who have friends with Antifa and the person that we were supposed to testify against the next day at court, and they were trying to witness tamper and intimidate us. Well, freeing them, then they took me down off the top of the hill to their area where they hold their Bearcat and released me, but I couldn't walk. So they had to remove me from their vehicle and they put me inside of my truck, citing and releasing me to where Marianne had to walk up to the top of Skinner Butte by herself to retrieve her Acura Integra. She then brought it down to where there was a climbing wall place where kids and everybody else go in to climb, in that parking lot where my truck was parked, and that way she could drive me to the hospital in my truck while leaving her car there. I received the ticket from the officer releasing me and giving me a court date. Then we went to the ER where I had a CAT scan, x-rays of my chest, my shoulder, and an MRI done, where we have proven evidence of the damage caused by the police department. This is a recording of them admitting to the plan of them having me arrested, but some of their members didn't like that they didn't get a beat us up and shoot us that they protest that she caught on tape. And then they were making their little vote as their gang and mad because one person wasn't supposed to give his name to the cops. That wasn't part of the plan. You wouldn't believe this if it wasn't caught on tape. You'd think this was a line of bullshit that nobody could make up. I have a hard time believing it too. It seems like some really bad written movie plot like Game of Thrones that Tweedledee and Tweedledum wrote before they ran off to do Star Wars, when they should have done the series of the Night Queen a lot better than what they did. But this horror suspense is actually my life. And here's more proof of the tragedy Mr. Bones is going through just because I have a Japanese wife. Here is where they're getting mad that somebody stepped outside and wasn't supposed to give their name.
Step the fuck out, back it up then. Come back it up. Come back it up, bitch. Come back it the fuck up. You live here, don't fucking knock the fuck out right now. There's 9 people on here. That's it's not gonna be fun. You're gonna be on the ground.
See, they talked that there'll be 9 people on them. Now they're taking their vote. Watch really close the colored person whose back is wearing black and short brown shorts start to act like he would shoot me and kick me instead. And that's what they should have done. Here it comes, where he starts saying they would have just beat my ass and shot us both. Is how he wanted to do it. Starting now. Watch closely, standing near the cab of the pickup truck when he shows them what he'd do. And he goes, I just stomp him and beat him and beat him. See him jumping? And then he'd go pop, pop, pop. That's what he had planned for me and Marianne. Instead of having us arrested. I will show you once again. Mind you, 4 days before this happened, when he's jumping, acting like he's beating Mr. Bones. And here's where he says, I'd shoot him, pop, pop, pop. They'd been shooting at us at shopping malls, Targets, and even Walmarts. I have bullet holes in my truck even. And no law enforcement will help Marianne because she's Japanese. You all asked for video of the event. You want to see video of the cops, not of a gang holding a meeting on having somebody green lighted. I actually caught Mr. Bones being green lighted by a gang that has members that are also Antifa. So what's really going on? And why can't Mr. Bones and Marianne Bear get protection? Why? Because they have friends that are Antifa. And he's saying you're ignorant motherfuckers because you won't listen to their group on how they are supposed to be going about it. And he's scolding his subordinates. And they're calling for a vote. Here they're revving their engine for a vote. This is how they call their votes. They give a rev. And he's saying, don't you dare take a vote. Lay your hand on it. Come on, big boy. And then he pulls an I'm a minor card. And another person goes and votes. There's one guy waving his hand who's counting the revs, counting the votes. The vote is over. So he starts his car. Not many have seen the inner workings on how some gangs in Eugene operate. This was caught while Marianne was hiding while they had her hostage in the truck on what they were going to do. While the police had me in the car down at the jail, subdued. And he says, back the truck up before the cops come. And they're trying to vote saying, no, we have her hostage right now. And there's another vote going to be called if they back the fucking truck up or not. Here comes the next vote. If you didn't understand how gangs worked, you wouldn't understand what was going on to Marianne being hostage at the time. And it keeps getting darker and darker while she's held. Hiding with no help. A couple people are going to leave in their trucks because they don't want to be part of keeping her blocked in. Because they know the cops will still come eventually to help her. But they know that she has a problem. They can't find Marianne, and they know two of the vehicles are up there. And he's willing to beat the other kid's ass because he's still holding Marianne hostage and they don't know where she is. This should have been an FBI case over a hostage situation and witness tampering. But nobody will go that far because some of the people in there are probably protected Antifa members. See, they told him to step up if he tries to call a vote again. You can hear in the video barely how hard it is for Bear to breathe because of her hearing and having so much of the diesel smoke. At the time, she was still trapped with the kiddies in the pickup truck. She's had so much PTSD and is scared so bad to even go around Eugene half the time on her own. That's why we fight so hard to have our rights. Officer Yu, who is the arresting police officer, which helped, and if you were to do a murder with a friend, you would be also responsible for that murder. They would charge you with accessory. He resigned from the EPD because he didn't agree and didn't know why they hadn't dropped the case yet when I talked to him on the phone later on after the event. I had even lost my wedding rings in the car the night that I was taken to the hospital. He was such a good soul. Chili says there's no good cops, but there was one, and he resigned. His name was Officer Yu of the EPD. He brought me back my wedding rings. So I can say, even though he did what he did, I forgave him fully for what he did. And he acted true. Thank you, Officer Yu. I'm sorry it cost you your job too, and that you seen that how you were being trained wasn't righteous. It was sad. He would have been one of the cops that I would have actually wanted to have out, who was trying to be moral. This is why it's so hard to find so many moral police officers on our force. They all have to resign because they can't stomach it. They can't stomach what their higher-ups are asking them to do. To leave Marianne hostage, too? There, did you hear the police sirens finally coming up in the video? The white car comes in first, and then it ends because the police follow him up. And this is where Marianne finally gets released. I'm still in the back of the squad car right now at this time. Marianne spent a couple hours in complete terrifiedness of not knowing after hearing they wanted to kill her, and even put out to a vote whether she'd be green lighted. They were even explaining how they could do it. That they should have put their hands around my neck and killed that nigger, bro. Did you hear what he said that they wanted to do to me? But the other older member of the club up there knew that if they laid hands on me, there would be no mercy from what Mr. Bones would do. That all their senior drug dealers would have got busted. Now they're making them move their cars to let Marianne out, as you can see. There. There they're letting them move their vehicles and get Marianne to safety. because the police have just come up onto the hill with me in the back of the squad car.